election ay isa sa mga importanteng pangyayari sa bansa natin. Ngayon, nakita rin natin sa mga textbooks kung ano ang nangyayari sa election. Ngayon, dito sa video na ginawa natin, matutunghayan natin kung ano ang pananaw ng mga masa sa eleksyon. Alam natin ang nangyayari naman sa senatorial election. Ngayon, ang gagawin, mayroong mga kandidatong tatakbo. At ngayon, ang gagawin ng masa, kailangan nilang bumoto. Sa ginawa naming pagsasaliksik ng impormasyon, nagawa naming makapanayam ng iilang taong nakasagot nga sa bagay ng mga tanong namin. Halika, panoorin natin.
Tatanong lang po, rehistradong botante po ba kayo?
Siyempre. Pag hindi ka pwede, hindi ka qualified.
Kaya, rehistradong botante po ba kayo? Nung last senatorial election, bumoto po kayo. Sino pong binoto niyo?
Sa Senate, si Cheese, si Pimentel, si Miriam.
Nung huling election na yung senatorial election, sino pong binoto niyo?
Alam mo ito? Sino ron? Alam mo pa, 12 yun.
Sa Estrada rin ako.
Ba't niyo po sila napili?
Wala lang, gusto ko lang. Si Miriam, magaling. Dahil magkakaalam ko, wala na siyang ginagawa.
Bakit niyo po sila naboto?
Wala na ako na ano eh. Basta wala na lang yung lagay ko eh.
Grabe yung mga rason nila, no? Hindi mo kalain, ayun ang isasagot nila. Pero meron kaming natanong na disente rin naman ang sagot nila. Ayan, panoorin nyo.
Rehistradong botante po ba kayo?
Oo.
Rehistradong botante po ba kayo?
Yes. Dito. Malapit.
Sir, rehistradong botante po ba kayo?
Oo, rehistradong botante.
Sino pong binoto niyo nung huling election?
Na ano, presidente? Senator, si Miriam.
Si Miriam, sino pa po?
Yun lang.
Ayun. Sino pong binoto niyo yung nakaraang election? Yung naalala niyo lang po?
Yung senator,
Opo.
sino ba yung mga kandidato noon? Ano ba yung sweetheart ni Heart Bautista?
Si Cheese Escudero po.
Cheese Escudero.
Si Miriam po, binoto niyo.
Oo, lagi kong binuboto yun. Sabihan man nila na brain, ano. And really, binuboto ko pa rin siya. Kababayan ko kasi yun eh. Pero ngayon, hindi na. Ayaw ko na. Kurap na pala yun. Pero mga artista, hindi ako nagboboto. Kahit na sino.
Nung nakaraang election, sino pong mga naalala niyong binoto niyo?
Sa mga senators, no? Defensor, Cayetano, si Cheese Escudero.
Bakit niyo po siya naboto?
Matalino. Oo. Tsaka di siya korak.
Bakit niyo po binoto yung sa tingin niyo tama talaga? Bakit niyo po binoto?
Si Miriam, talagang ano yung utak niya, matalino talaga eh. Si Cheese Escudero, ganun din. Maganda rin siyang ano, tsaka sa English at Tagalog, maganda siyang mag-explain. Maintindihan mo, hindi pareho yung mga yung paikot-ikot.
Sir, bakit niyo po sila binoto?
Unang-una, kaya ako sila binoto. Dahil alam ko na sila yung mga senatorial candidate na may alam tungkol sa saligang batas ng Pilipinas. And yet, at the same time, meron na silang mga batas na naipatupad at meron pang mga batas pa na inihain para
Tatanungin natin ang pananaw ng masa tungkol sa eleksyon. Ngayon, malaking pasasalamat ang iaatin natin sa kanya, lalo na kay Atty. James Jimenez, sa pagbibigay niya ng oras para sa iaming mga. Meron kaming grupo na nagtanong sa kanya kung ano yung pananaw niya tungkol sa eleksyon. Ito, tunghayan natin ang interview kay James Jimenez.
What are the COMELEC standards and qualifications on who can run for an elective office?
The COMELEC does not have standards the way you mean them. The qualifications for elected official are in the Constitution, so we just follow that. No, Constitution for President, Vice President, Senator, and member of the House of Representatives. For everyone else, it's in the local government code. So we only apply those standards.
In relation to the recently held senatorial elections, do you think these qualifications are met?
Yes, because the qualifications are very, very, very lenient. For the most part, it's just able to read and write, proper age, resident of this place or that place, or whatever you're running. So it's very simple. No? In fact, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are sort of dissatisfied with it. A lot of people feel that there should be some sort of educational requirement, that there should be some taxpayer requirement, but these things do not exist in the law as they are right now. So we don't apply them. So it's really wide open.
In your opinion, whose fault do you think it is that we can't have a good election?
First of all, I take exception to the assumption that we have bad elections. Okay, we have good elections. You know, otherwise there would be no president. Otherwise there would be no congressman, no senator. What we have are people who are dissatisfied with the quality of the senators that we have, with the congressmen that we have. But whose fault is that? Then it's the voters who put these people into power. That's the fault. I also hesitate to call it fault. Okay, why? Think of it this way. You have a congressman, right? You look at him with your own set of biases, with your own set of standards. And if he doesn't meet your standards, then you call him a bad official. But remember, he got there by getting millions and millions of votes. You don't expect that your standards will apply to him or will apply to me. The point is, there is no universality in what we would consider a good senator or a good congressman or a good public official. And that's the problem. Because the people who mostly say that, this is a bad person, are actually simply in disagreement with that person. So there is no objective standard by which you say that this person is a bad official. Because remember, again, like I said, millions of people, for senators anyway, millions of people voted him into office. He must have done something right. Diba? He must have been good for someone. So we have to be a little more careful, I think, when we make sweeping generalizations like that. Because we do tend to make that, no? Whether or not you agree with the person who wins, what is important is that he wins through a democratic election. Because ultimately, that's the test of a democracy. The test of a democracy is how effectively people are able to name their government officials.
Why do you think the masses engage in heavy mischief during elections?
Because we are not invested in elections as much as we want to be. A lot of people say that votes are commoditized, meaning to say, I have the right to vote, ibebenta ko na lang. Diba? Our history tells us that when a candidate captures the imagination of the voter, he wins, regardless of vote buying on either side. Look at Noynoy. He won, despite the fact that Manny Villar had spent billions of pesos in his campaign. What that shows you is that when people are bought for elections, it's because wala silang stake sa kandidato. If they are invested in the candidate, they reject the mischief. But it's when they are not invested in the candidate, wala silang pakialam, one candidate is as good as the other, then they will go to the mischief. Why? Because between two things that are equal, didun ka sa mayroong kang benepisyo. What will tip the scales for you is, sinong mas malaki ang binigay? Diba? Kasi pareho lang naman sila eh. So doon ka na sa mas malaking binigay. Diyan pumapasok ngayon yung election mischief. Okay? Because candidates exploit that thinking also.
What can you say to the people who will be watching our video, especially to the first-time voters?
Do not let the cynicism of your elders affect your determination to vote. The right to vote is a critical and very valuable part of your citizenship in this country. Without it, you're not part of the country almost. Just go ahead and vote and be critical of people who ask for your vote as well.
Pagkamat narinig na natin ang tugon ni Attorney James Jimenez, meron pa rin isang tanong na lulutang. Kailan kaya matututo ang masa tungkol sa tamang eleksyon? Ako po si Deryk, representative ng aming grupo tungkol sa eleksyon.